Hello, guys, and welcome to the next tropical update here. And we are once again going to be talking about this area of interest that is in the Northwest Caribbean that has a 10% chance in the next 2 days and a 30% chance in the next 5 days. So the chances since we last talked have went up a little bit. Now, this is a tropical wave that is over the northwestern Caribbean Sea and is forecasted to move across Central America during the next couple of days and emerge over the Bay of Campeche, where an area of low pressure could form on Friday. Some gradual development of this system is possible while moving northwestward over the southwestern Gulf of Mexico through the weekend. So they must see something to up the chances here because if they didn't think something would try to, develop, they wouldn't have upped the chances here during the 2 day and 5 day time frame. So we're gonna have to see how that turns out. All right, so here is the IR satellite loop here, and as you can see, it's really disorganized now. It doesn't have the mass blow up of convection that it had last night, but that may have helped it a little bit to take a more northernly approach to the movement here. And there might be a little bit of mid-level spin here somewhere east of Belize here, right below this convection. So, if it's moving northwest, it would have to go like this, and it might give it a little bit more time over water once it comes out. So we're gonna have to watch the trends with this too, because depending on where the mid-level center spin comes out, that's where it might get the most time out of its movement in the southwestern Gulf of Mexico. All right, so this is the 12ZGFS, and we're going to go out here. So as you can see here, once we get to the 42 or 36 hour mark, it's going to be in the Bay of Campeche here. But then you noticed that it kind of just gets spread out once it gets to the 60-hour mark, and that's because stronger trade winds are now, it's dealing with those. So that's why it's kind of just spread out all over the place. And as you can see, here on the southern lobe here, it tries to get some deeper convection in or vorticity here, but it's just not being able to get the job done because of the strong trade winds. So I don't know if the NHC may not be seeing that yet. They're probably not going with this at the current point in time, but these are also trends that need to be watched as we head out through the next 3 or so days. But as you can see, it might just be pretty much a rainmaker for Texas. As you can see here, that most of the green stuff is in Texas. Let's see what's the total accumulations here. As you can see, it's not much, but as you guys know, any little bit in Texas is going to help. So you're probably looking at like an inch or so. So that is what that is showing. Here is the ECMWF. This is also initialized at 12Z today, so this is the brand new one. And you can see at around the 42-hour mark or so, it starts to come out into the central Bay of Campeche and makes its way northwest. And as you can see, it's not as stretched out it's stretched out a little bit, but it's not as stretched out as the GFS is. And staying something like this could help it out if it stays like this. But we're just gonna have to see which model pans out the best here when it comes to the 1030 area of interest here. Excuse me. So now we're gonna take a look at this, and you can see that most of the rain coverage stays northern Mexico into southern Texas. So this is, like I said, much needed rain for places that really need it. Some places can pick up anywhere between 2 inches, 1 inch of rain and 2 inches of rain. So that's like I said, any little bit helps in those areas as we head out through time. All right, so here is the NOAA Coral Reef Watch sea surface temperatures for today. And not much has changed since yesterday, obviously. We're not going to see any major changes in 24 hours, but as you can see, we're still talking about 29s and 30 degrees Celsius waters where this thing is going to be, coming through. So we're going to, and how much time it spends over these waters, we don't know yet. So we're going to move on to the tropical cyclone heat potential here. And this is not exactly the map that I wanted, but we can still see the point here. We're going to be looking on the right side of this map here. And you can see these yellows and oranges here. We're talking about anywhere from 50 to 100, total tropical cyclone heat potential here, which is plenty enough to really get a system going in the formative stages. So we're just gonna have to see how these look here in the next 2 or so days. But as of right now, it definitely has enough ocean heat content to get the job done of becoming a tropical cyclone. All right, so now here we are. We are at the 12Z GEFS ensembles here, and we're going to take this out through time. And as you can see here, at about about 36-hour mark, 42-hour mark, we start to see L's here in the Bay of Campeche, and they start to multiply here. And this is still way more than half of the ensemble members for the GEFS, so it still has decent GEFS support. Just that, we don't know how these strong trades are going to work with on this thing, and it's a battle between pretty much a battle between all models here. CMC tries to form it. Icon has a pretty nice 500 millibar Vertisti signature, but at the end of the day, I feel like this is a real-time watch. We watch real-time trends as this heads into the Bay of Campeche. And, we're just going to have to see how it works out at the time it comes out. But as you can see, some of these GEFS ensemble members have got a little bit stronger over the past couple of runs. All right, so last but not least, we're going to take a look at the EPS here. This is the ensembles here. So as we go out through time, probably 48-hour mark, we start to see some L's pop up here. And the EPS only has about 51 members, and we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, maybe 12 of the 51 ensembles. So the EPS is kind of mad, but it still tries to do something with it. 1,009 millibars, 1,008, some 1,007s in there. It's a wait and see game. We watch real time trends. So with that being said, if anything else changes overnight, I'm going to be doing a morning update. But if things stay about the same, then I'll do about the regular time around between 4 and 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Anyways, I want to thank you guys for watching, and until tomorrow, I hope you guys have a great day.